Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya, Ashtotar Shata Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya, Ashtotar Shata Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati, Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, Chapter 6. Prahlad instructs his demoniac schoolmates. Chanting text 17. Yato na kashchid kva cha kutrachid va dina svam atmanam alam samartaha vimochitum kama drisham virhara krida migo yan nigado visharga Yato na kashchit kva chakutrachidva Dinam svam atmanam alam samartaha Vimochitum kamadrisham vidhara Krida mrigo yan nigado vishragaha Yato na kashchit kva chakutrachidva Dina svam atmanam alam samartaha Vimochitum kamadrisham vihara Krido mrigo yan nigado vishragaha Yato na kashchit kva chakutrachidva Dina svam atmanam alam samartaha Vimochitum kamadrisham vihara Krida mrigo yan nigado vishagraha Vimochitam kamadrisham vihara Kidamigoyan nigado vishara Yatona kashchit kvakutrachidva Dinas vamadmanam alam samartaha Kamadrisham vihara Krido mrigoyan nigado visagaha
Vimochitam kama drisham vihara Krida mrigoyan nigado visagaha
Mataji? Vimochitum kamadrisham vihara Krida mrigoyan nigada visagada. Any devotees online? No? Okay. I guess I'll chant the 18 and then we'll do word for word. Tato vidurat parihritya daitya daiteshu shangam vishayatmakeshu upeta narayanam adidevam samukta sangair ishito pavagraha. Yataha, because, never, kashchit, anyone, kva, in any place, cha, also, kutrachit, at any time, va, or, dinaha, having a poor fund of knowledge, svam, own, atmanam, self, alam, exceedingly, samaritaha, able, vimochitum, to liberate, kamadrisham, of lusty women, vihara, in the sexual enjoyment. Krida mrigaha, a playboy. Yat, in whom. Nigada, in which the shackle of material bondage. Which is the shackle of material bondage? Visharaga, the expansions of family relationships. Tataha, in such circumstances. Vidurat, from far away. Parihritya, giving up. Daityaha, O my friends, sons of the demons. Daityeshu, among the demons. Sangam, association. Vishaya atmakeshu, who are too addicted to sense enjoyment. Upeta, one should approach. Narayanam, Lord Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adidevam, the origin of all the demigods. Saha, he. Mukta Sangyahi, by the association of liberated persons. Isitaha, desired. Abhavagraha, Vargaha, the path of liberation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. My dear friends, O sons of the demons, it is certainly that no one bereft of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time or in any country. Rather, those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by the material laws. They are factually addicted to sense gratification, and their target is woman. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hands of attractive women. Victimized by such a conception of life, they become surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and thus they are shackled to material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to this conception of life are called demons. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the origin of all the demigods, because the ultimate goal for the devotees of Narayan is liberation from the bondage of material existence. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj has maintained the philosophical point of view that one should give up the dark well of family life and go to the forest and take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hitvatma patam griham andakupam vanam gato yadarim ashrayeta. In this verse also, he stresses the same point. In the history of human society, no one at any time or any place has been liberated because of too much affection and attachment for his family. Even if those who are apparently very educated, the same family attachment is there. They cannot give up the association of their families, even in old age or in vitality, for they are attached to sense enjoyment. As we have several times discussed, Yan might un adi grihamedi shukam he tuchcham. So-called householders are simply attracted by sexual enjoyment. Thus they keep themselves shackled in family life, and furthermore they want their children to be shackled in the same way. Playing the parts of playboys in the hands of women, they glide down to the darkest regions of material existence. Ananta Gobir Vishatam Tam Mishram Puna Punas Charita Charanavanam. Because they are unable to control their senses, they continue a life of chewing the chewed, and therefore descend to the darkest material regions. One should give up the association of such demons and adhere to the association of devotees. Thus one will be able to be liberated from material bondage. Om Megan Tiramasa Gyananjana Salakya Chakshur Mitamina Tazma Ishagirvenma Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Buddhade Srimati Sankarshan Dasa Kariti Namane Namo Prabhupada Nuka Premati Kapatmane Gordeshwar Karshuddha Bhakti Varshane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Buddhade Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunivadi Paschat Yade Satarine. So this is very clear, actually. Prahlad Maharaj is drilling the point, and Prabhupada's drilling the point further, that material family life is a deep, dark well on the Kupa. So we should realize this and avoid materialistic family life as much as possible. We should understand that once we have wife, then comes children, then comes grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and then deep attachment comes, because Prahlad Maharaj was describing also previously that even just the broken language of the small children is very attractive, very sweet. It makes the heart feel, very nice. So that is a big attachment, and that is something that we should endeavor to avoid, understanding its what could come from that is very deep attachment and another material birth and ultimately suffering. So we should try to give up this sex attachment, whether we are in whatever ashram we're in. Still, sex indulgence and desire should be tried to be controlled. That isn't saying here, though, that we have many great acharyas, spiritual masters, devotees who are married and have family life. But those highly advanced devotees, if you look at them, they have controlled the desire for sexual enjoyment. For example, my spiritual master, Vaisheshika Prabhu, there's many people, Mukunda Datta Prabhu in ISKCON, they are married and they live very spiritual lives with their wives. They live just like a brahmachari in the temple. There's no difference in the way that they live their life. They wake up early, they dedicate their lives fully to Krishna, and then comes their material duties. So Prahlad Maharaj is actually saying here to his schoolmates that you are born from demoniac families who are addicted to sense enjoyment, but that doesn't mean that you cannot become free from this sense enjoyment. He says to keep aloof from them and to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan. So that's something we can also do. Most of us, I know me definitely was born in a very materialistic family with no spiritual, inclination. So it's that's what they're telling us. They're telling us to, enjoy. Why are you not enjoying? Why aren't you going to school so you can get a job and enjoy? Why aren't you endeavoring to get a wife and a house so you can enjoy? It's just enjoy the temporary. Nobody here in this material world is thinking, how can I actually enjoy spiritual life, something eternal, not just temporary? So this is urging us to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where real enjoyment comes from. There's no enjoyment elsewhere. Every other enjoyment here is Maya Sukaya, illusory happiness. It's here for a minute, and then it fades away very quickly. So we have to understand that. We have to use our mind, our intelligence, to see that and endeavor to separate ourselves from the desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. Prabhupada was giving a lecture on this specific verse, and he says something quite nice. I wrote it down here. He says, unless we give up this sex desire completely unagitated, there is no possibility of stopping this repetition of material birth, death, old age, and disease. That is not possible. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj advises, Daiteshu Sangam Vivashattamakeshu. Don't associate with Asat Sangha. The same thing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Asat Sangha Tyaga E Vaishnava Achara. This is the Vaishnav's business. Don't take any opportunity of asat, those who are materially attached. Because if we associate with them, we will also become materially attached. So we have to be very careful who we associate with, even in the form of subtle association, like news, mundane philosophers, scientists, business people, even like so-called spiritual people. We have to be very, very careful who we're associating with, because their consciousness can bleed off onto ours. It's very interesting, actually. Everybody's addicted to this material sense enjoyment if they have no knowledge of spiritual life. Like it said here, no one has ever been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time if they don't have knowledge of God. So we have to take shelter of those who have knowledge of God. Somebody might have knowledge on so many other things, but their life is completely sinful. Like I was curious, the other day I thought this point, that all these materialistic people still, if they're atheistic scientists and philosophers and such, they may understand that, happiness doesn't come from, money. But if you look at their lives, I looked this up, I Googled it. Stephen Hawking was, divorced, twice or something like that. And he's a complete mundane, materialistic, atheistic scientist that's teaching that there is no God. But his happiness comes from what's temporary, So he can't even get happiness there because he got divorced twice. So it's completely foolish, completely idiotic to, have a philosophy like that. So why not go for knowledge, for pleasure, which doesn't go away, which stays eternally? And that comes through devotion to Krishna, which we have to actually devote ourselves. It's not just tulsi beads on the neck and tilak on the forehead and, coming to the temple, waving some articles in front of the deities. No, it comes from actually intense feelings of humility and begging for the mercy of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. That's actually what we have to do. We have to become beggars. Actually, there's no other way to attain it. It can't come from studying Bhagavad Gita. It can't come from just mechanically chanting japa or attending the artis. That's to be very deep, heartfelt begging. Understanding my position is that of lower than a blade of grass. And then I can hope to understand what it's like to be spiritual. Actually, we have to lay down fully our independence, because our independence is what is blocking us from experiencing this. We're thinking still that I am the Lord of all I survey. We're thinking that everything is mine. Everything revolves around me. I know for me, I'm chanting japa, I'm coming here. Who do you think you are to tell me wrong? Don't you see I'm a spiritual person. You can't, what do you have to tell me? But actually, no. We should be willing to accept correction and direction from those who are superior to us and those who are situated properly, because they can guide us how to actually be happy, experience spiritual life. My spiritual master always says that we should take shelter of those who are finding all of our faults. If someone is finding all of our faults, they're like our best friend. We should immediately surrender to them and give and serve them. And someone who's always glorifying us actually can be seen as our enemy, because they make us become puffed up and things like that. So, very nice to be glorified. It's wonderful. But then we start to think, yeah, I'm actually pretty good, Yeah, it was a nice kirtan. I can sing pretty good, and I distribute a lot of books and things like that. But actually, if somebody comes and says, "Hey, Prabhu, you actually you didn't pronounce this properly," or what you said was wrong, or what you're saying doesn't give a good impression on book distribution, we should be so thankful when someone gives us that, because they're helping us continue to become purified and go back to understanding who Krishna is. It's I read in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 7, text 148 in the purport. Prabhupada said that the complete path of Bhakti Yoga, this is amazing, is based on the process of becoming humble and submissive. So Krishna consciousness actually means becoming humble and submissive. That's like the whole foundation. Like the foundation is not memorizing Bhagavad Gita or like, giving nice seminars or leading beautiful bhajans and, having the nicest tilak. And no, it comes from the being humble and submissive, thinking oneself completely just not worthy of anything and just so much in need of the mercy of the previous acharyas. So so it's simultaneous. We have to pray for the mercy, but we can't pray for the mercy unless we think we need it. So being humble and submissive comes first. So we have to have that mood. That way we realize that I am just a complete idiot and I am just completely dependent on the mercy of the Vaishnavas, my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, all of the assembled devotees, just all of the practitioners of spiritual, everything with the spiritual to do with ISKCON and ISKCON devotees and acharyas. I'm completely dependent on them. I have no qualifications separate from them. So I have to serve them so that they can give me their mercy. But there's I really like this point Prabhupada made here in the purport too. Like you see actually out on the street, I see it on Sankirtan a lot. People wear this shirt that says, or clothes that say playboy, meaning like, it's really cool to be a person that can go and just pick up women. Actually, the definition of playboy, I looked it up, is a wealthy man who spends his time enjoying himself, especially one who behaves irresponsibly or has casual sexual relationships. So that's seen as really, really good. Yeah, like man, that guy's a playboy. He's got it. But actually, Prabhupada says here, what does he say? Yeah, he's bound. He's a very nice way. He's being. I can't find it right now. Okay. Anyway, I can't see it right here. Okay, here we go. Playing the parts of playboys in the hands of women, they glide down to the darkest region of material existence. So playboy thinks that he's the one doing the playing, but actually he's the one being played with by the women. So when he's in that situation, he glides down to the darkest region of material existence. So this goes back to the point of understanding that material association with women is leading us to the deep, dark well of material existence. So we should try our best to understand who Krishna is and get free from this desire to enjoy separately from him in the form of material sense enjoyment. Yeah, this is some heavy topics. But if anybody thinks that I've said anything wrong or would like to add anything, fill in any gaps, we have some time left if anybody would like to share some thoughts.
Thank you for the class. Very nice. I have a question. You mentioned that we should, how to say, take friends who criticize us and opposite. But it's all time, or how to say this? Please explain more.
Yeah. Well, what I've understood is that, yeah, we should be around them as much as possible because they can, I know from my personal experience, being around someone like that, it's very it's difficult. But you make so much advancement so quickly because they're like, this is what's wrong with you, that's what's wrong with you, and it really is beneficial for our spiritual life. But you know, there is, because at least for me, I'm still full of pride, that it's very difficult to have that association always. So I guess my understanding would be to take it when it's there and don't run away from it. When it's there, accept it, and accept the purification. But Mogliupa, you have a point?
Ramapti Prabhu was saying that there's this passage of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There was one person who very heavily criticized Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then he died. He left his body, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was informed, and he said, "Although it's very unfortunate," he said, "now nobody will criticize me." He said he was helping me to be humble. But anyway, I was just thinking in relation to this how. It also has to be somewhat balanced because, I mean, somebody may just be finding fault. You could say unnecessarily. So it has to be constructive, and it also, I think, has to be coming from a person who. It has to be on the basis of like love and trust.
Right.
Otherwise, if you just have somebody who's constantly criticizing you just for no reason, that's the only thing you get from them or something like that, then. Yeah, then it can become a problem. And if also that's your only association, then that could also be a problem. But, I mean, but that being said, there is also space for, like, for instance, like authorities, for an authority figure, for somebody who's very, you know, kind of like clearly under them or subordinate to them, for them to be, you know, a little heavier. You could say more regularly or more frequently. That's more. But then with those people, it's not so much that you. I mean, you take shelter of them, but then you know, one's primary association. There is some ratio given. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it comes from any kind of shastra or anything like that. But it's something like 50% of your time you should spend with seniors, and then 25% with peers, and 25% with juniors, something like that. So anyway, it has to be. You know, it's like a case by case kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good clarification. It doesn't mean like someone that's like brand new is just like finding faults on a material envious level that I should put all my association with them. But yeah, if someone is senior to me and they're willing to point out my faults, that their association is very valuable. So my spiritual master just kind of like makes the point that that is a very valuable thing, because when someone does find their faults, it's a great benediction. Very purifying, yeah.
Thank you for the nice class. I have two quick questions. First one, you were making a comparison between spiritual and material enjoyments, and you were also talking about how we should take shelter of the Vaishnavas and our devotional service. But what does it mean to enjoy spiritually?
If I knew, I would tell you, Prabhu. But theoretically, I know it means serving Krishna and having no other motive, being fully sold out servant to our spiritual master and to the devotees, and just trying to please them. And then they're pleased, and then we're pleased. Theoretically, that's what I understand.
And another question, can you tell us some nice Sankirtan stories from your experience in San Diego so far?
Yeah, actually. Wait, was this one from San Diego? I don't remember where this one was from, but I had it on here. I wanted to bring it up, but somehow I forgot. I skipped over it. So thank you for asking. But this actually links into what I was saying too, is like needing to pray for the mercy from the Vaishnavas. So I was with Jagat Prabhu. I don't remember where we were. It might have been here. I can't remember. But you know, we were just like suffering. Like it was just like we were completely in Maya. Like just, at least I was. I'm sure Prabhu. I don't know if Prabhu was, but I definitely was. Trying to distribute books, no one was taking. I was feeling so defeated and just like done with everything. It's just like, God, this is just okay. I remember. Sorry, this was in UC Merced. up in Northern California. And we were just like miserable. The spot was bad, you know, like there wasn't a good spot. Like the administration kept telling us, we can't be here, you got to be there. And like we kept having to move. So it was just like a really stressful day. And, you know, Jagat Chatra Prabhu had this idea to just call up Prabhupada Prabhu, tell him what's going on, like we're suffering. And actually this also happened yesterday. We were struggling and we called him, and this was at least 2 times. I'd imagine this is his answer just about every time. He said, like, we're Prabhupada Prabhu, you know, we're suffering, people are taking books. And he's like, well, did you pray to the 6 Goswamis? That's his answer every time. And when we were in UC Merced, we were like, oh, wow, we totally spaced out. We forgot that devotional service means to pray, to like beg for the mercy. So we were like, oh, we just got to pray. Vande Rupa Sanatano Rago Yugo Sri Jiva Gopalako. We did that for like maybe 3 minutes. It's like very short amount of time. And then out of nowhere, this like young Mataji pops up and she says, hey, what is this? And they're like, they're books for meditation. Here, take them all. And she ended up taking a Chaitanya Charitamrita set, a Saptarishi set, and gave $108. That was immediately just after inquiring from an advanced devotee, Prabhupada Prabhu, and his guidance was to take shelter of also the 6 Goswamis, pure devotees. So, yeah, that was a really amazing experience. And it works, you know, actually just like, you know, you're in a state of just like you feel horrible, you know what I mean? And so the only thing to do is actually, you know, you're forced to just like pray and like, I have nothing, please, I'm struggling out here, I'm thinking I'm doing it, I'm in Maya, you know, I'm disturbed by this whole situation. But you just pray to the 6 Goswamis, or to any great personality who you feel genuinely attracted to. And then just like once you put your faith in them rather than yourself, the whole thing transforms. Like I remember, even yesterday, we didn't have an experience like somebody immediately came and took a Chaitanya Charitamrita. I mean, that was really far out. But we had a subtle experience where like we just called Prabhupada Prabhu, he told us to pray the 6 Goswamis, and then it just shifted. Oh, yeah, it's just like, I have to just pray, and then it all began. I mean, I didn't do that many more books, but my consciousness definitely was like totally different. Like I was having a good time. Even though people weren't really taking books, I was still, you know, getting some taste from it. So yeah, that's some really amazing nectar. Thank you for being there. That's how we enjoy spiritually. We pray for the mercy because I can't enjoy separately from Guru and Krishna.
Jagat Chatra Prabhu has a very amazing story about Amanda, somebody named Amanda, so he'll tell that.
Hare Krishna. Maybe I'll leave that for next time. Feel embarrassed.
No, let's do it. Let's hear it.
Okay.
I think the devotees would be very enlivened by it.
So we were, I forget what school we were at, but we were distributing there. And I was having a bit of a tough time, but I remember I heard a story of Ananda Kirtan Prabhu where he went up to Mataji and said, "Are you Amanda?" And it turns out her name was actually Amanda, and he distributed books to her on that basis. So that I want to try this too. And because I thought of the name Amanda, I thought, I'm just going to say Amanda. So I said, the first person who walks by, I'm going to ask, hey, are you Amanda? And this girl walked by, and I said, hey, are you Amanda? And she started freaking out. She's like, whoa, did like my friends tell you to do this? Like, how did you know like my name is Amanda? And I was a little skeptical at first. I thought maybe she was just trying to get in on the joke. But then her friends actually came and said, hey, Amanda, what's up? And then one of her friends there, she was telling them that, yeah, this guy just guessed my name out of nowhere and said, yeah, I'm a monk. I'm out here showing cool books about meditation. And then they said, okay, one of them said, okay, guess my name. And I said, Vanessa. But I wasn't right, but she said, that's really freaky looks. My name is Nessa. And then I ended up distributing a Saptarishi set to her. She gave a nice donation, and they went on their way. And I think Vanessa also got some books. Nessa also got some books too. So it was really far out.
Jai.
It was the only time it worked though. I tried it again after that, but that was the only time it worked.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Anybody else points locally, online? Okay. Thank you so much for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.